Pragnadeepa Learning Center.
Proof. So what we have one triangle. We have one triangle. Triangle ABC. Triangle ABC. Okay. So in this triangle ABC, DE is parallel to DE. We have DE that is parallel to BC. Okay. So what we have given. So in triangle ABC, DE is parallel to BC. This is given. DE is parallel to BC. That is given. Next. So let us join. We have one construction work here. Construction ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ. So construction ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದೇನಿಲ್ಲ. Just joining ಮಾಡೋದು. Join this CD. Okay. Join DC and BC. Join BE. Okay. So ಇದು first work. Join DC ಮತ್ತೆ join BE. Join BE. So next, draw one perpendicular from D to AC. So one perpendicular line na draw ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ. So let me name this as A ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ DN ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Okay. So DN is perpendicular M ಅಂತ ತಗೋಣ. M ಇನ್ನೊಂದನ್ನ N ಅಂತ ತಗೋಣ. So draw DM perpendicular to AC. And EN perpendicular to AB. So clear with this construction work? Construction ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? So HK ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದೆ? So we join this C and D. Join CD. Join BE. Okay. So draw one perpendicular from E to AB and draw one perpendicular from D to AC. That's all. It's to construction and so now, so let me calculate area of triangle ADE. Area of triangle ADE. So now, area of triangle ADE. Area of triangle is, we know the formula, right? Area of triangle is half into base into height. If I change the base, height also changes, right? Height kuda change agutte base ittaqanta. So observe here, half into base. So let me consider AD as my base. AD as my base. If you consider AD as your base, height will be height. NE. Alva? Height. ADE. This is your triangle ADE. ADE. So I am considering this as my base, means this will be my height. Perpendicular agide nodi. Height. So this is height. So which one? EN. EN is my height. EN. Next, area of triangle ADE. Again, area of triangle ADE with different base. Half into, so this time ಏನು ತಗೋಣ ನಾವು AE ನ base ಆಗಿ ತಗೋಣ. If you consider AE as your base, height will be AE as your base. DM will be your height. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? So first case ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ EN height ಆಗಿತ್ತು. If you consider AD as your AD ನ base ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ EN will be your height. If you consider AE as your base, MD will be your height. DM will be your height. Okay, height of the triangle. Triangle na flip ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ. So ನೀವು ಆ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ height of the triangle dm ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so this is dm, half into dm. So ಎರಡೆರಡು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ. ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ AD is half into AD into EM. Area of triangle AD is half into AE into DM. Okay, so next below ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So one is triangle BDE. Triangle BDE. Triangle BDE, this triangle. Okay, so our triangle ಗೆ area find out ಮಾಡೋಣ. Area of triangle BDE. Area of triangle BDE. Half into, okay, so base. Observe the base part. So let me consider BD as your base. If BD is your base, height will be height. In ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ BD base ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ height. So observe here BD ಯಾವ ತರ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, BDE ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ. So this is B, this is D, this is E. Height ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? So always perpendicular will be your height, and height need not be inside the triangle. Triangle ಒಳಗಡೆನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. So always perpendicular ನಿಮಗೆ height ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So ಇದಕ್ಕೆ perpendicular draw ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೀಗೆ perpendicular draw ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so this will be your height, this will be your height. Perpendicular ನ draw ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಯಾವತ್ತು height calculate ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. So that means this region is N, right? So NE, EN will be the height of triangle BDE. ತುಂಬಾ ಇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. height is not inside the triangle, outside ಇದೆ. Okay, so EN will be the height of the triangle BDE. So half into BD is my base, height will be EN. Okay, so here, so this is height. So and you need to note here that, so ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬರೆಯೋದೇನು ಬೇಡ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ. So height need not be inside the triangle. Need not be inside the triangle. Height ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಸೈಡ್. ಸೊ EN ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ EN is a perpendicular distance, ಅದು perpendicular distance. So now triangle, next another triangle na consider ಮಾಡೋಣ ಈಗ ನಾವು. Next triangle. So next you have another triangle here, that is B, so DEC. So ಈ ಕಡೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, DEC. If you consider EC as your base, height will be, if you consider EC as your base, height will be, ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಗಿದಿದೆ. ಸೊ height ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ D ಇಂದ ಪರ್ಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ DM, height ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ D ಇಂದ ಪರ್ಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್. So this is D, this is E, this is C. So you need to find height. D in the perpendicular line draw ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. So this point, this is M. DM will be the height of DEC. So area of triangle DEC will be equal to half into base. I am considering EC as my base, into height will be DM. Height will be DM. So ಇವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ? ಒಟ್ಟು 4 ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 1 2 3 4 equation. Let me name this as 1, let me name this as 2 3 4. So now 1 by 2 ಮಾಡೋಣ ಈಗ. 1 divided by 2. So 1 is area of triangle ADE. So it's short form ಇದು, area of triangle ADE ಇದು. So 2 is, so not 2 ಬೇಡ, 3 ಮಾಡೋಣ. 1 by 3. Okay, so 3 is area of triangle BDE. So area of triangle ADE is half into AD into EN, AD into EN, divided by half into, next equation 3 is BD into EN. So if you observe here, half of get cancels, right? Half of gets cancels. Next in cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ EN gets cancelled. So you are left out with AD by BD. Next, so let me do equation 2 by equation 4. So area of triangle ADE divided by area of triangle DEC. Area of triangle ADE in equation 2, ಎರಡನೇ equation ಅಲ್ಲಿ ADE ಇದು area ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? Half into AE into DM. AE into DM. Half into, so base ಏನಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು? AE into DM, which is divided by half into, so next DEC, EC into DM. So what are the common things gets cancels? Half gets cancels, DM gets cancels. You are left out with AE by EC. So starting observe ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು? ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. ಅವೆರಡು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಅರೈವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್. AD by BD ಇದೆ, AE by EC ಇದೆ. And if you observe here, so numerators are equal, right? Area of AD, area of AD. Numerators equal ಇದೆ. So the only thing is we need to show denominators equal. So if area of BDE and area of DEC are equal, then these two equations are equal. ಎರಡು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? AD by BD is equal to AE by EC ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So numerator same ಇದೆ, so denominator same ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನೀಗ. Area of BDE is equal to area of DEC ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So what is area of BDE? This yellow color, orange color one, and this green color one. So BDE ಮತ್ತೆ DEC, so both have the same area ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು. So if you observe here, these two triangles are on the same base, right? Averdu triangles same base ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. What is that base? DE. They are on the same base. So if you consider area of BDE and area of BDE consider ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ area of DEC. Okay, so they are on the same base. Half into base. They have the same base, that is DE. ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ same base ಇದೆ, DE. So what is the height of these two triangles? Height. If you consider DE as your base, height will be. If you observe here, DE is parallel to BC, right? So ನಾವು ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ನ ಯೂಸೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. DE is parallel to BC ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ parallel lines ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? What is the distance between two parallel lines? Parallel lines distance ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? Distance between two parallel lines, that is same throughout the plane, right? So ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ದೂರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Parallel lines, so they have the same distance, right? So here also they maintain a same distance. Height will be this one. ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ height ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? Same ಇರುತ್ತೆ. They have same height, h. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ h ಇದ್ರೆ, so this is also h. So that means both have the same area. Both have same area. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇದು ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ? So first thing is they have the common base, that is DE, and they are on the same parallel lines. They are between the same parallel lines. So therefore they have the same height. So whenever you have two triangles with the same base and same height, means they have same area. Area same irutte, because area is half into base into height. Base same ಇದೆ, height same ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ area ಕೂಡ same ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಏನಂತ ಬರೆಯೋಣ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು? So next one, area of triangle BDE. Triangle BDE and triangle DEC are on the same base, DE, and lies between the parallel lines DE and BC, so which implies they have same height. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ನಮಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಹೈಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. So therefore area of BDE is equal to area of DEC. Hence what we can write? So AD by BD is equal to AE by EC. So numerator matra equal ittu. If you observe the next, previous slide, so only numerators equal ittu. Naven madidvi area of BD is equal to area of DEC. So denominators kuda equal aitu. That means AD by BD is equal to AE by EC. So hence we proved this. Hence proved. Matte hence. Hence proved. So once again explain martini first in the proof. So the statement is this thing. So statement enide a line drawn parallel to the third side, a line drawn parallel to the third side that intersects other two sides at two distinct points, and then it divides the triangle into other two sides in the same ratio that divide one. That is, if D is parallel to BC, if one line is parallel to the third side, then AD by BD is equal to AE by EC and prove madabekittu. So for that what we have considered one triangle. Okay, one triangle considered madidivi, and given that DE is parallel to BC. So now in construction madkondvi, so we joined CD, we joined BE, and we draw one perpendicular line from D to AC. We call that as DM. A line na DM anta karadvi. So next we draw one perpendicular line from E to AB. We call that as EN anta karadvi. So this is about construction aitida. So next chain madidvi ನಾವು we just calculated area ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ theorem ಅಲ್ಲಿ, just we calculated the area. So first we calculate area of triangle ADE with different bases. So bases na vary ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು area find out ಮಾಡಿದೆ. First with the help with base AD, area of triangle ADE with base AD. So AD ಇದ್ದಾಗ height will be EN, right? So ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ EN will be your height. Okay, so ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು area ಬಂತು, we call that as equation 1. So next same for the triangle ADE only, but different base. AE and the base ತಗೊಂಡ. So if you consider AE as your base, so this will be your height, DM will be your height. So we call that as equation 2. Okay, so next area of triangle BDE calculate madadvi. So if you calculate area of BDE with the base BD, height will be outside the triangle, that is EN, half into BD into EN area. Next area of triangle DEC, so with base EC, so half into EC into that is ಈ time ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ outside the triangle lie ಆಗುತ್ತೆ height. So DM will be height of the triangle DEC, half into EC into DM. Okay, so next ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು, just I am taking 1/3, 1 divided by 3 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you will get AD by BD, and if you do 2/4 you will get AE by EC. And if you observe these two equations, numerators are already equal, area of ADE, but denominators are different. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ಅವೆರಡು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ so ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. So they are on the same base DE, ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ same base ಇದೆ, and they have the same height also, because they lies between the same parallel lines. ಅವೆರಡು triangles ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ, between the parallel lines ಇದೆ. So we know parallel lines maintain the same distance, constant distance throughout the plane. Therefore distance ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ, height of the triangle ಎರಡು triangle ಗೂ same ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So both have the same area, that means denominator also equal. Therefore what we can write, AD by BD is equal to AE by EC. Clear with this theorem? Theorem ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? Proof of the theorem, statement of the theorem. Any doubts? Yes, online students? Doubt ಇದೆಯಾ ಏನಾದರೂ online students?
No sir.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಥಿಯರಮ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಸೊ whenever you have this condition, so ಈ condition, so you have one triangle and you have one parallel lines, D is parallel to BC ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, so ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು, so their ratios are equal. ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಲೈನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ. ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಸೈಡ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಥೇಲ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟು ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್, ರೈಟ್? ಡಿ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಟು BC ಅಂಡ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಸೊ D is equal to B. Corresponding angles. Since D is parallel to BC, angle B is equal to angle D. Next, angle E is equal to angle C. Okay. So just ಈ ತರ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, so if you observe here you have two triangles. One is triangle ADE, another one is the large triangle that is ABC. So ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, these two triangles are similar ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಥೇಲ್ಸ್ by using this basic proportionality theorem. ಅವ್ರು ಓದಿದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಇದೇ ಥಿಯರಮ್ ನ. ಈ ಥಿಯರಮ್ ನ ಓದಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಟೂ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್. ಸೊ ಎರಡು ಆಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಥೇಲ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಯರಮ್. ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯೋಣ.